Newcastle starting with a proper buzz. Brocklebank, and then Conan looking for some space on that right-hand side. Brilliantly taken, brilliant score. Alex Hurl, not the first time he's threatened early on here tonight. Second opportunity he scores.
It's a fantastic kick. You knew it was going to bounce. He needed the bounce to go his way, and it did. But this is the carry. This is what set it up. Look at Bath. They got so far to retreat. Yes, a big hit comes in from Richards, but Bath are backpedaling the whole time. Narrows them up. The bounce is perfect. It's a Christmas Day bounce. They're absolutely perfect. Austin Emmons caught narrow. It's perfect. But what momentum from that carry. That was brutal. One of a number of big carries from Newcastle early.
Newcastle defence slowing things down, but this is better from Bath. And again, Green. That's another big tackle from Murray McCallum, who's taking names at the moment. This is Falcons and Falcons putting away Staden. And for the first time in this match, just like they did a week ago, they get it together and they score the try.
This Bath is so lethal here on that wraparound play, adding an extra number, and Sam Arnold there does the first thing he's done wrong and bites in. He needs to tread water and allow the players inside to reconnect with him. But he bites on this tackle there. If he stays alive, they keep that number on the outside. They might lose some ground on the outside, but they probably tackle him into touch. But it's a really good finish. Great exploitation of numbers from Bath. The timing of the pass to allow that last defender to bite in on you. And then a really good finish from Staden.
Alfie Barbary, the man who was tackled off the ball. Verdon takes it on. And done. And Bath working hard to score a try that will give them the lead for the first time. Here's Barbary. Oh, he goes on his own. The little show and go and score. And then the great big smile.
Bit more power. We'll stop saying power at some point. But Tom Dunn with a key carry through the middle. Just needs somebody to rock Bath onto the front foot. Newcastle onto their heels.
We want Newcastle not to do that.
Alfie Barbary was an option there. He got whacked off the ball and I think he's copped a knee on knee there, so he's still a bit sore. And they're looking at it. Lovely little palm, swaps it right hand to left, does the palm in two hands, sells the dummy. That is lovely stuff, and his knee looks to be all right. Nicely finished.
The cleanest way of doing things, but still Baths to work with. Carl Smith just pops it off the floor. This artificial surface in the northeast.
Maloney knew they had the advantage, so he just tried to play quickly, but it was just as Carl Smith looked away.
Ajamo kicked through, but runned into Arnold. Emmons still chasing, still hoping, maybe scoring. He seemed to have to go the long way round, but most importantly, he got there first.
This is something that years ago Rugby League was really big on, kicking the ball directly at the post, because of the defender going back to it, you're not sure whether it's going to hit it, it just makes you hesitate, you're not sure where it's going to bounce off. This is targeted, bang at the left-hand upright, and it causes chaos, just buys the time for Emmons to get there. Straight at the post, everyone's hanging off. You can see Hurl, he doesn't want to overcommit to it, run into the post himself, and then he gets overtaken. Emmons goes for it, gambles, and gets the result.
Powering his way through Donahue, and then beautifully offloaded to Van der Vault. Stewart lays it back up, Falcons over the line and scoring. And it's the biggest man on the field, Murray McCallum. He is built like a truck.
He's built like a truck. He's been putting about in defence all night so far. Some massive hits for this carry again.
Quickly by Chick to release Philip van der Vault. Collins kick through, does work out in the end, and it works out brilliantly for Stevenson. and they're out of the seats in front of us, and the black and white flags are waving. And look at the score. And either side of half-time, the Falcons have turned around this semi-final. Now they're ahead again.
Stood out in the wide channel, wins the race against Singer, gets past him, and then the speed of transfer of the ball back on the inside.
Fabulous weekend of rugby union starting here on an increasingly misty night in the English northeast with the hosts ahead. Well, that might work out. Oh, it's taken brilliantly. Stevenson! Let the roars carry him home.
Or whatever, but he just didn't hesitate, did he? Steamed in, absolutely full speed into that. Bath defenders both hesitated. Donahue and Emmons, second guessed, steamed onto that. That was fantastic.
And a Newcastle side who trailed 19-8. That's a quick look up to see what was on.
They'll be super accurate with their clear-outs here, Bath. Newcastle all over them. They've gifted them an opportunity, though.
Jomo. He held it up beautifully for Emmons. And the side who had to score next do score next.
Half break, he gets the ball, there's actually not much on. Newcastle come up hard and cut down the option, the immediate option. So he goes through the middle, slips it away. Gorgeous piece of skill.
It's the arc, isn't it, to get him round and get his back past the inside defender, which forces the outside defender to close the...
Coetzee, who scored in the quarter-final. Newcastle offside again, and Bath pressing that close. Griffin amongst those digging away for the ball. Miles Reed, part of the crew that took the ball there, and it's going to be checked by George Selwood.
Just think about the line-out that cost them. Bath are nowhere near it, really. It's just to fluff their lines, Benny, haven't they? And if you're going to go and lose a semi-final after playing this well, that's a pretty underwhelming way, anticlimactic way to go and do it.
Carr Smith, now maybe Singer. Jomo, though, was very quickly wrapped up by Wilkinson. That's a Bath penalty. Free ball. Another huge hit, but the try is scored. Another almighty midfield collision.
Well, the ruling is that although Callum Chick absolutely barrels him on this next tackle, clear out here, penalty advantage anyway, as he releases him before he hits the floor. Chick is down. Has he got his right arm wrapped? But anyway, referee's happy. Doesn't matter what we think.
Well, Staden not tackled. Back on his feet, scores the try. Clock ticks into the 81st minute. And that'll do. And Newcastle's brave Premiership Cup run comes to its conclusion. Their wait for a big domestic cup final goes on, but not Bath. The team who pretty much owned this trophy in the late 80s, in the 1990s, the Jack Rowe years, heading back to compete for a bit of silver that's had a fair few names down the years, but has had Bath's name on it a record number of times as well. And they are the first team to book their place in this year's Premiership Cup final. They've won here and won well, really digging deep in the second half. Final score at Kingston Park, Newcastle 29, Bath 41.